Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. My name is Lenor and tonight I'm going to be reading your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Taurus. If Taurus is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, then this is a message for you. All right, let's get started. Let's see what these tea leaves have to say. Okay. I hope you all are doing well. Just gonna look at that for a second there. We're at the end of a long weekend as I am doing this reading, and I feel that I will sleep very deeply tonight. It's been busy. Been a busy one. Okay. All right, so I want to bring this one up here. We have the Devil card, and this is from the Thoth deck. What can we say about the Devil? Well, this is the Devil / Pan, I should say. For me, one of my more favorite archetypes, because it is kind of a symbol of throwing away that inhibition of social expectations, social mores, sometimes throwing away some of that, those manners, although they are important. They help, get us through life here and there. So, but there are times when I think it's very appropriate to kind of just let that stuff go, get into the moment, and really let the passions, the inspirations, those creative energies flow. And this is very much kind of that archetype of I'm always thinking of like the bacchanalian madness, or kind of that the craze of Pan and the nymphs and this kind of primal courtship and these kinds of things. Okay, so let's take a look here. Where shall we start? I think we'll go right here. And now I see a heart, but I also see this figure. It looks like a person kind of standing up. It almost looks like they're carrying something, but it looks like they're kind of almost in a battle with this beast. And it makes me think of maybe like the Strength card or the Lust card, or maybe the more traditional form, which is the Strength. And that would be the maiden with her hands in the mouth of the lion, kind of prying them open. And so in some ways, this is kind of a taming of some of that base animalistic instinct with higher thinking, with beauty and intentionality, moving with more of a refined grace. But I think in this context with the Devil card, I really do feel that you have the ability to kind of live on both sides, or live live in such a way that they feed into each other, that you have found a way to make aspects of both work for you. Both are activated and well. A more refined and thoughtful, precise way of moving through social situations, life situations, emotional, physical, within your career. But also you have a very primal instinct. You are able to control those things that do arise, the anger, the lust, the, eagerness to maybe grab resources and take them for your own, just these kinds of original instincts that we have, but you temper them where you must, okay? But I think that really what's interesting is that I think that you probably, and this is definitely because I'm reading for Taurus, and I feel that most people with prominent Taurus placements have somewhat unconventional lifestyles or unconventional approaches to things within their life. Unconventional personas, personalities. A lot of artists, right? A lot of creatives. And I think that at times this has kind of been hard for you in the sense that maybe it didn't go over well when you were younger within your family. Maybe there were some arguments, about how you ought to be, how you ought to present yourself, how you ought to do things. And I think that, could have been somewhat alienating for you. It didn't always feel very supportive. Although I think that probably you did have, family members that were supportive. I think that there were other personalities that did make it kind of difficult for you. But I think that, throughout life, you have continued to make it kind of a quest of living authentically and have created your own chosen people, family. And I think that this is why you are so able to kind of excel in these different parts of, of being you, which is, it's so interesting to know people who are kind of, push at the edges of kind of, social acceptabilities, but aren't super crude or, being crude, it's not necessarily crude. It's like an energy of being just kind of, I don't know, defiant for defiant's sake, right? And that's okay as well. But not that any configurations are wrong, but it's interesting to know somebody who so well navigates both sides, and can really kind of go through life and penetrate all kinds of social circles, or really connect with different kinds of people, because you have the ability to speak to them, or, be approachable in such a way that makes people feel at ease, which, is kind of a rarity, really. But if anybody can do these kinds of things, I think it is a Taurus, definitely. Now, let's take a look. Let's take a look here. I just want to kind of look at this one on this side just to see. And then when we turn it this way, it looks like a goat. Okay, and then also a person who is grabbing the horn of the goat. So again, I think it goes with this kind of motif of, you know, having that kind of devil, pan, consciousness that can arise, being a bit of a, contrarian at points, being clever with your words, probably quite humorous and entertaining, but also being able to reel it in when you need to. It's not just complete chaos for you, or nor are you able to kind of smooth over some of those personality things. So you aren't creating huge problems. And I think of this when, as an example, somebody who, you know, is like on, and I'll age myself by saying this, but being on like Facebook or whatever, I know a lot of young people aren't, but, and not having kind of, I guess like the self-awareness sometimes of just posting things that are, you know, I mean, just things that probably upset people in your family or work or whatever, and not having the nuance to kind of either not do that where they can see, or putting up things that you know, play to the audience a little bit more. You can read the room, I guess is what I'm saying. So I don't think that's necessarily a problem for you. And, you know, I think that it's not a bad thing to, I don't think, see, the thing for me, I don't think it's inauthentic to be able to understand, you know, the people that who are witnessing you. And not that you have to change yourself for them, but to know when to, you know, take stock of what's going on around you, what is going to kind of really, could be very detrimental to you, just because people are so reactive, you know. And so I think that, you know, with your youth, the way it may be kind of played out, you can be yourself, but in a way that is not hurtful to others, you know, you lashing out at people and things. So let's see, I want to look at this one because this one is really so interesting to me. We have it looks like a person wearing maybe a dress and holding out, it looks like a large candle, so an illuminating light. And I think this is so interesting because I feel like you are definitely a person who, because of your own experience, because you have this, you're just like a, you're not willing to let other people like to dim your light, right? You're not going to let other people dampen your happiness or your experience. Any kind of longing to be accepted by anyone who can't accept you for like how brilliant and thriving and empathetic and thoughtful and lovely and kind and creative and, you know, all these things that you are, this beautiful being that you are, you just have outgrown this need to be, you know, given any kind of acceptance, but you have gained so much acceptance just because you are who you are. And so I think that you are also somebody who holds light for other people. I think that you are kind of very much like a safe harbor. People who are coming into their own being, trying to figure out how to exist, how to find some kind of contentment in the way that they move through life. Some kind of identity that you know, it makes sense to them, that they can exist within, comfortably. You are a person that is very accepting. You, I think, are somebody that people can talk to. You are not judgmental. I think that even if you don't understand what somebody is going through, you definitely take the time to try to listen, right? Maybe try to understand as well. And you are a blessing to others. Truly a blessing to others. And with the candle, you know, it's become definitely this sign of illumination. So I think that in my readings, my understanding of my readings, but also in this particular reading, and this cat is climbing on me, so I'm sorry. Let me get her. Come on. You have to come sit with me while I do this. So in this context, I think that this is also something like when people used to put candles in their windows, as a place, as a safe haven for travelers. And so I feel that you are this for people. You are a safe haven, a safe harbor. But I also think that you're somebody who is very much a guide as well. And maybe you're even like a counselor or a teacher, or somebody that does some kind of social work or something like this, where volunteer in some capacity. But I think that you are available to people that are in need of some kind of support, and getting through tough things in life. But even more specifically, I think it is a lot to do with people who are trying. And so I think this may be younger people, but people who are trying to find some kind of identity for themselves, trying to learn themselves, trying to find, you know, a person that can help them navigate some of that stuff. Okay, so I also want to look at this one, and this one's I really like this one because there's the little bird, and then we have a person who's standing. It looks like their arm is up, almost like they're going to put down some food or offer them something. And I feel like this is more of a literal, and I'm sorry if this is shaking. I'm babying the baby, my little baby here. But somebody who, you are somebody that animals feel safe around. Okay, like they will approach you. They will come close to you. You have an energy that puts them at ease, and they know that you are safe as well. So it's interesting because you are safe for people who are in need, but you're also safe for animals, and they know that. And so I feel like you often have these kinds of, you know, almost kind of odd encounters where you cross paths with animals just throughout your day, and they will, you know, come closer to you than most other people. And I think that this is even something people maybe notice about you, that, you know, like, oh, that bird, like, or the squirrel comes up to you, and, you know, this kind of thing. So that's kind of a really beautiful, a beautiful quality. This cat. She's really just trying to fall asleep right in my arms here. Let's see if I can kind of... There she is. She's like a little baby here. Okay, so we have, it looks like somebody who's almost kind of flying through the sky, and it looks like there's like all these little kind of spreading, I almost think of like the Sandman, right? Spreading dreams, sprinkling them upon all the people sleeping below. And I really think that you are in, you're in a place where I think you're having some strong dreams, dream symbolism coming about. I think it's important to write that stuff down. But I think that it almost seems like you are going to find some kind of important creative answer in your dreams, or maybe like an answer to some kind of problem. It could be domestic or work related, but I think it's important for you to kind of focus on trying to remember some of the stuff that you're dreaming about, because I think the answer is going to come so plainly in your dream that it just is kind of like, oh my goodness, like I can't believe that I didn't. Are you okay? This cat, I think she's farting. I think that, anyways, I think that the answer will come. It'll be plain. It'll be obvious as well. But that's how it happens with dreams. It's really funny like that. Sometimes we can be looking and searching and trying to figure something out, and you just wake up in the middle of the night and it carries over from the dream world into your waking consciousness, and it's like, oh, I've been looking for this, this solve, and here it is. So I think that definitely write those down if you can, and that will, that might be something that really helps you out in the long run. Okay, let's see. I see right here we have like kind of a volcano in this emotional space, but you know what? I think that with the Devil card, there's a deep earthiness and groundedness, joyful vitality. And so I'm looking at this. It looks like that this is like a volcano with birds kind of flying around it and stuff. But it is inactive at this point. So there's something there, right? There's something that is still there. Some unattended emotional thing that at some point could become active and blow, right? But right now I think it's, it's just everything is calm, okay? There's no big anger, no rage, pretty chill, okay? So I think that, yeah, I think that this is a pretty grounded time. And so I think just continuing whatever you're doing that is keeping you kind of just, in that very earthy, grounded space, that's a good thing. Okay, let's see. All right, you can probably hear this cat purring too. She's very happy tonight. A little butterfly and a bird. And actually we have a little teacup. Let's see if I can get that on there without it moving. Okay, so we have a little teacup right here. Ooh, don't move, cat. We have a teacup right here. And then we have a bird here and a butterfly. And we have some little places that now it feels like, I think there's a constant want for change, transmutation, transformation, and I'm sorry. TT, you have to get down until I'm done. No clawing me up, please. Okay, so there's always an underlying desire, I feel like, for you, that you are a person that's really into kind of maybe self-help, therapies, self-evolution, self-work, spiritual things, really wanting to connect to the universe, to spirit. And I think that you like to try a lot of different things. You're open to that. Your mind is open. Your heart is open. So you are receptive to the sign symbols and synchronicities of the world. And I think that they're there, and this is a potent time for you. I think with this kind of place where that kind of more animalistic, primal, devil kind of energy is, you know, throughout. There's a lot of potential for kind of extrasensory or paranormal, spiritual experiences to be happening. And with the dream, I think the dream, answers through dreams, I think that all kind of ties into the same thing. And I think this will be a really beautiful little cycle right now. And I think, you know, just kind of, I really feel big on you documenting some of the thinking, the words, the symbols, the experiences that you're having, just so you can look back on it, maybe when you're looking over some of the stuff that's happening in your life right now, to look for some overarching patterns maybe. But also I think that this could be put into artwork and creativity. Or, you know, maybe you keep track of these things and you put them away and you don't look at them for years. You know, that happens to a lot of us who keep journals and diaries and magical records and things. But it's a potent time for sure, for sure. So I want to thank you for spending this time with me. It is always such an honor for me to be able to bring these messages to you. If you would be so kind as to like the video, it's helping us get into the algorithm. And I say us because we are a community here at the channel, and each and every one of you are part of it. We are doing really well, building it, and getting more and more subscribers. If you haven't subscribed yet, please think about doing that as well. You can hit the little bell and it will let you know when the next videos are coming out. Other than that, if you want to leave a comment, I read every single one of them. I appreciate all of them. Some of you are so sweet. Some of you are so open and vulnerable about your situations and things that have happened, how you connect to the readings, and honestly, it's so very moving. And then seeing the interactions amongst you all, being so supportive of one another, that is, I love seeing that, really. So I want to thank you, and we will talk again really soon.